Hi there, so this is a little video about how to solve this funky math problem I've got here. It was sent to me by one of my friends who goes to a different school, and she said that even her maths teacher was really unsure about what to do, and I managed to solve it. So this is also a little video for her to see how you solve this. So if you're seeing this, I encourage you to have a go yourself, and if you can't do it, I will show you how you do it. So what's the first thing we need to look at in these questions? So we need to work out what values we have and what values we don't know but would be really useful to know. And also I just want to let you know that I encourage you whilst watching this video that if you suddenly think, oh, I can do this, to pause the video and have a go yourself and see how far you can get each time. So the first thing I'm going to do right now is write down all the values that we know. So we know that train 1 was travelling at 56 kilometers an hour. And it took 27 minutes late. And then this train 2 was travelling at 54 kilometers an hour, and it was 42 minutes late. So when we have these values, we can see that one of them is a speed, and then the other one is time, and we also need to know the distance as well. So what I encourage you to do here is write down the equation that links distance, time, and speed. So I will now do that. So velocity equals distance over time. Or in this case, it's really useful to have it in terms of equals distance. So distance equals speed multiplied by time. And now we're going to use some equations. So we're going to write down these values into equations because that will make it easier to kind of manipulate the data and work out the answer. So using the distance equals speed multiplied by time, I want you to write down some two equations that for the first one and for the second one. So now I'm going to do that. And in these ones, we're actually going to make two simultaneous equations. So that means we're going to have two unknown variables within each one. And I'm going to make it so they both equal to distance, which is kind of easier, I think, and the best way to do it. So if we make distance equal x, and then speed and time. So what is the speed for the first one? Well, we know that the speed is 56. So that's easy. And then we need to know what's the time. Well, we know that the first one is 27 minutes late, so that means the time must be something plus 27. So now I'm going to make that y plus 27. And then you can do the exact same thing for the second one. So have a go writing it yourself. And what it is that x equals 54, y plus 42. So if you can see here, we have equals to x here and equals to x here. So that's really useful because if they're both equal to x, that means that they equal each other. So that means we can write it simply as 56y plus 27 equals 54y plus 42. And now we only have one variable to work out. And because we have some numbers, and they equal each other, that means we can work out exactly what y, or the time, that it normally takes is going to be. So for the next bit, I encourage you to get a calculator because although for these kind of questions you normally don't really want to use a calculator, we are going to be multiplying 54 by 42, etc., which is kind of difficult to do. So the next thing, of course, you want to do is expand out the brackets. So again, I encourage you just to see if you can solve this yourself, but I'm going to do it now. So 56y is the first expansion, plus 27 multiplied by 56, which equals 1,512. Good on you if you can do it without a calculator. And then 54y plus 42 times 54, which equals 22,268. So then we can start eliminating different things. So we can, if we minus 54y from each side, we can then get 2y plus 1,512 equals 2,268. And then we can minus 1,512 from each side. And we can get that 2y equals 756. And then if we divide each side by 2, sorry, it's a little bit messy there, we get that y equals 378. I did this earlier, I didn't just work that out at the top of my head. So now we know that the time equals 378. We can then use it to work out the distance, because we know essentially the whole variables. So that means that x equals 56 multiplied by 378 plus 27, which equals, I'm fairly certain, it was 22,680. But I'm going to check that on my calculator, and I encourage you to do so as well. Which equals, yes, 22,680. And then again, you should always try check with the second simultaneous equation of 354 multiplied by 378 plus 42, which I know does equal 22,680. And yeah, that is the distance. So the distance between Alpha Town and Beta Town is 22,680 kilometers, which is an incredibly long distance away for it to be. And if it's going to be 27 minutes late after traveling that far, I don't think it's going to be really the end of the world. That's like, I don't really know. I'm going to say something that's going to be wrong. Maybe like China to Paris, but maybe that's a bit wrong. Yeah, I don't really know the distances along the continents. But anyway, that is how you solve that question, and I thought it was a really fun question to try and work out myself. And if you ever get another really wordy question like this, I really encourage you to write things down and then turn it into algebra, because when you have it in algebra, it's really, really obvious what you've got to do next, whereas when you see all those words, you don't really know what on earth is going on. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was a really fun problem.